Everybody knew what was going on with Puffy for years. The higher ups was doing to him. He repeated what they were doing to him, and he does it to everybody else.
40 documents reveal some big names that were previously redacted, including former President Bill Clinton, his estranged longtime aide Doug Band, Prince Andrew, David Copperfield, and Jean-Luc Brunel, who, like Epstein, died while awaiting trial. Many of the names are of people not accused of wrongdoing, including Clinton.
I can say one thing. I showed it in Vegas, and there was 5 screenings, about 1,500 people that saw it. During the 5 screenings, each screening, there was a talking going on. And I was like watching the audience going, what? The second time it happened. Again, third time, talking in this one particular spot. And I'm thinking, what, did we do something wrong or something? But so then one more time it happened. At the end, I was asking about the movie, and I asked them about that one particular part where everybody's talking, and they all cried out Epstein Island. And I went, oh, okay. Now I understand what we're up against.
Wow.
Epstein Island isn't the only sex island out there. And Tim Ballard takes down one of them.
Although Oprah Winfrey has always been under public scrutiny, recent reports have sparked a flurry of controversy after an insider allegedly disclosed her ties to Jeffrey Epstein's infamous island. This revelation has sent social media and mainstream media into a frenzy as people speculate about Oprah's possible involvement in the Epstein scandal. Oprah is now under tremendous pressure to address the escalating reports about her alleged trip to the notorious private island, which is known for its connections to influential people and scandalous activities. What was Oprah really aware of, and how will she respond to the fallout from these allegations?
Once all this cools down, whether it's him going to jail, him not going, I just wonder what people are going to say. Because, you know, I know Oprah had so many people on her show dealing with, like, I got to choose my words carefully, man. You two be, boy, they be. But when it's dealing with men and women, you know, y'all know what I'm trying to say. The DV, you'll figure it out. The domestic stuff.
Knight, who is currently jailed, has a history of making audacious and often contentious remarks. In his most recent interview with Michael Franny, Knight did not hold back from making a number of accusations that could potentially ruin his career, targeting some of the most powerful figures in the politics and entertainment industries.
How does it go on for so long? You know, when we were on the street, we didn't get a day's rest. I mean, the government was all over us. The FBI is all over us. They got investigations on us. They got informants. They got surveillance equipment.
He was might not cutting you off, but he was an informant for years.
Was he really?
Yeah. That's why when people was like, oh, you're going to run, oh, he's not. The reason why these type of people get caught up, they always been feeling they're bigger than the law because they part of the law, you know? And as you know, all these people get tired of their rats. So
Knight's most startling allegation is that Oprah Winfrey visited Jeffrey Epstein's infamous island, where a number of suspected illicit actions reportedly occurred. Epstein, a convicted criminal, was well known for entertaining prominent individuals. Despite the lack of independent confirmation, Knight's allegation that Winfrey was one of these visitors has generated significant controversy. The late financier Jeffrey Epstein owned Epstein Island, also known as Little St. James, a private island in the U.S. Virgin Islands. The island became well known after Epstein was arrested in 2019 on suspicion of trafficking and abusing minors. It has been alleged that Epstein and his associates used the island as a venue for hosting prominent individuals and engaging in illegal activities, including the exploitation of minor girls.
I want to tell you this. I was in the same tier, the same cell that Epstein was on. And Suge, there's no way in hell that guy could have committed suicide on that tier. I was in there for 7 months. There's no way.
And coming from you, I know you didn't know the truth. And I personally didn't think he was going to commit suicide. But the thing is, he had Oprah Winfrey to everybody on that island. You know, anybody with a rich with a weird fetish, and that's what underage kids was on that island, and everybody knew it. So it's not like it's a situation where all of a sudden, maybe, this thing talk, and you know as well as I know, like you became on the same tier as him, he probably was going to tell it all. He helped himself, you know?
No doubt. No doubt in my mind at all.
They made sure he did.
Yeah.
Epstein's death while in custody under dubious circumstances, considerable conjecture and conspiracy theories were fueled by the island's remote location, as well as Epstein's ties to influential figures in politics, industry, and entertainment. As federal authorities investigated the island's connection to his alleged crimes, public interest in it grew. For many, Epstein Island has come to symbolize systemic shortcomings in addressing the misuse of money, power, and influence to perpetrate horrific deeds.
Jeffrey Epstein Island has one of the most disturbing histories in America. Nobody really knows the full truth behind it. The island was owned by millionaire Francis Sheldon. Him and a number of local men from Michigan, including this guy, Gerald S. Richard, ran a boys group on the island. So what would they do? They would fly kids on this airstrip to the island. Parents were told that the island was for fun and for the kids to relax. Keep in mind that this camp was literally ran for years. Well, eventually the kids started telling their parents that these counselors or teachers were actually behaving in very inappropriate ways to them. The kids were then told to go into these cabins where the counselors would tell them to take their clothes off and would even assault them. I'm running out of time, so please like and follow for part 2.
After years of legal pressure for openness, freshly leaked records have revealed a sizable list of well-known people associated with Jeffrey Epstein. The hundreds of pages of court documents identified names from various fields, including politics, entertainment, and finance, such as Bill Clinton, Donald Trump, Kevin Spacey, and Prince Andrew. However, many of the connections appear to be limited to social interactions and business associations rather than claims of direct involvement in Epstein's illegal activities. This disclosure has rekindled public interest in Epstein's network, igniting debates about the individuals who regularly interacted with him and fueling speculation about the breadth of his activities.
Can you explain what this is?
This is dungeon in a bag. This is the St. Andrew's cross. Changes into a bondage table, goes into a spanking bench, and it folds up and it fits in a bag. Hence the name, Dungeon in a Bag.
And do you know how many of these they found on Epstein's Island?
Its unreleased records accuse a number of high-profile people, including former U.S. presidents, British aristocracy, and powerful leaders from various industries. The revelation of Jeffrey Epstein's client list has unquestionably increased public attention. As the public grapples with the seriousness of these revelations, calls for accountability and transparency grow louder. This revelation has sparked widespread controversy and conjecture, with critics claiming it could have a significant impact on public opinion. The implications are particularly strong if those named hold political office or have close political ties, as their associations with Epstein could influence voter behavior, challenge reputations, and alter the political landscape.
Trump, Kevin Spacey, and Prince Andrew. However, many of the connections seem to be restricted to social interactions and business associations rather than claims of direct involvement in Epstein's illegal activities. This disclosure has rekindled public interest in Epstein's network, igniting debates about people who regularly interact with him and stoking conjectures about the breadth of his activities.
Court papers were filed by alleged victim of Epstein's sex trafficking ring, Virginia Giuffre, a part of a 2015 defamation lawsuit against Epstein's co-conspirator and ex-girlfriend Ghislaine Maxwell, who is currently serving a 20-year prison sentence. It contained evidence and testimonies by witnesses and some of Epstein's underage victims, including high school students who were paid $200 each for a seemingly unending series of illicit massages. However, these documents were misrepresented on social media as some kind of little black book, a list of Epstein's co-conspirators and clients linked to his involvement in the trafficking of minors.
Oprah Winfrey is a well-known media personality worldwide. The mogul and philanthropist has been the target of accusations and rumors over her purported backing or affiliations with divisive individuals. These charges often center on her prominent associations with powerful individuals, some of whom have been embroiled in scandals or legal conflicts. Critics contend that these connections cast doubt on her judgment, intentions, and the degree to which she was aware of these individuals' behavior.
143 pages in all, transcripts of interviews, depositions, all part of a civil lawsuit brought by one of Jeffrey Epstein's accusers against Ghislaine Maxwell, his longtime friend and associate, who is now serving 20 years in prison for crimes that she committed with him. And yes, these documents have references to several of the very high-profile people that we know were associates of Jeffrey Epstein over the years. There are more than 60 references to Prince Andrew. There's the repeating of at least one allegation against him that in the past Buckingham Palace has described as categorically untrue. Former President Bill Clinton is also mentioned as expected. He was known sometimes to use Jeffrey Epstein's planes to fly on humanitarian trips to Africa.